Okay, we're live in the Marais with Adrian Leeds. I almost got your name wrong then.
That would not have been good.
That would have been a terrible start. And
Oliver.
it's Valentine's Day.
It is, it's Valentine's Day.
Which is why...
I'm wearing red.
Yes, and why I'm wearing black. Because black and red go together.
Oh, thank you for that. I'm glad you have a good excuse
Right?
for it.
So we're here. I'm kind of crouching down because I'm wearing my big shoes
Oliver
today.
is way taller than I am.
But I can see people are watching. Put comments so that, okay, Catherine says hello. That means someone's watching.
Good.
That means the sound is working. And what I'm going to do with Adrian, as you can read in the description below, is we're going to walk around the Marais and she's going to impart wisdom on us.
However, we're in a particular part of the Marais. We're in the Marais, the 3rd arrondissement, and we are only going to concentrate on that part, which is my little corner.
It's your favorite part of
Marais.
It's your favorite part of the Paris, right?
It is. I've been living here
21 years.
Yeah, 21 years.
I've done my research. You're in trouble. But the best thing is, I'm going to turn the camera around to show what we can see. We're standing at a little park, and it is a beautiful day. So I'm going to give a little pan around with the lights and all the people sitting, getting sunshine.
This isn't a little park, Oliver.
No.
This is the Square du Temple. It's an important park because this is where the fortress, the medieval fortress, 13th century, once stood of the Knights Templar.
This is interesting, and this
Da
is something
Vinci
we can.
Code stuff?
This is something we can start on. I see people. Cindy said hello from Chicago. That means we've got viewers in at least 2 countries.
Oh, that's great.
taking over the world, Adrian.
Now, what you did, you just passed the Carreau du Temple.
So should we go and start there?
Yeah, let's start there.
Or should I show one last look at the park, just because?
As you like.
Yeah, just because this is a good place to come for if you're in Paris and you're in the Marais. It's a good place to come and sit for a coffee or for a takeaway food if you've been to the burger joint. In the Marché des Enfants Rouges that we're going to be visiting in a second as well. And then just to give you guys the idea, we're going to walk along Rue De Bretagne. Sometimes people like to follow along on Google Maps where we are.
Good.
And then Adrian's going to point out all kinds of things you need to know. Any preview tips about what we're going to see?
No,
keep a mystery.
Let's make it a mystery.
All right, so we're going to start walking. You guys join along and put your comments. Adrian knows this part of town inside out, and you'll be happy to answer them.
I certainly will.
Okay.
Okay, so let's go back and go to that corner.
Let's do it. Lead the way.
Okay. Is that a pun?
Leads. Adrian leads and Oliver follows. That's what I say.
So we're heading toward the Carreau du Temple, which is the iron structure you see in front of you. And that used to be a big marketplace, and in 2013 it was renovated and reestablished as a multi-purpose facility for the community, and lots of events take place here. It's really beautiful. And next to it is the Mairie of the 3rd.
Shall we walk this way?
Yes, this big beautiful building. It's a very stately building. What's really interesting about this Mairie, since it's the Mairie of the 3rd, it was recently voted to become the Mairie of the first 4 districts, which will be called Paris Centre.
So this is going to be like the one Marais to rule them all.
Exactly, for
Right.
the 4 districts. And I want to show you something very specific. If you can look at the
This bit?
ground,
Okay.
yeah, you see these little metal markers. And these metal markers outline...
Can I guess? Is it where you park? Is it parking? No.
No.
No, it's not.
If you follow it, okay, you'll see that it kind of goes round, and then it goes straight, and then it goes round, and then it goes straight. And that's because the original fortress, the Knights Templar fortress, sat right here, and it had 4 towers, 1 on each corner. So they've marked it so that you can remember the history of the district.
So this would, and guys, put a comment, let us know if you can hear us and that everything's fine. Good morning from Missouri, says Teresa.
Wow.
Well, hello, Teresa.
That's cool.
So that pigeon would have been in the tower, and now it would be outside the tower.
Exactly.
Okay, and you can see it curves around in a very intriguing shape to mark that. Whoa! Kid
There
on
they
the scooter.
go. Well, there are no cars allowed here.
This is, yeah, it's pedestrianized
This
a
is
little bit.
pedestrianized, and on this spot there are all sorts of activities that take place right here in front of the Mairie.
I'd like to do a little test in terms of sound before we get going as well.
Okay.
People say they're hearing loud and clear. Thank you
Great.
for the historical information. Someone was watching from AZ or AZ. Is that Arizona?
I think so.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try filming you and you talk, and I want everyone to let us know if you can hear Adrian talking.
Can you hear me from here?
Maybe tell us about why you love the Marais, and we'll see how it goes.
Why do I love the Marais? Because this is really Paris. This is where the history really is. Haussmannian buildings that were built in the late 1800s. For me, that's new stuff. That's contemporary Paris. For me, this is the real Paris.
Okay, that's perfect. I want you guys to comment to let us know if you could hear that all right, as quickly as you can, because then I'll know. Okay, Deborah says it's quite soft and hardish to hear, so we'll have to keep us both on camera, and if, like this.
Okay, and closer to
It's
the
a shame
camera.
it doesn't catch the noise from in front, but it will catch you from there for some reason. If you talk like that, it will hear you fine.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know.
So it's the way the mic is targeted in
Only
some
when
way.
it's live on YouTube. Because if I
Ah.
were to record you, just film you normally, it's totally fine. So
Okay.
the risks of going, Cindy says you're too far from the mic. It's not that at all. It's just YouTube. It's got something to do with YouTube. Anyway, they
Let's
can,
blame it on YouTube. Okay, now turn the camera around so you can see the Café
You're directing
de la
me now.
Marais. Yes.
Okay. Whoa, the sun is bright. Okay.
The Café de la Marais on the corner has been housing my monthly coffee gatherings called Parler Paris Après-Midi
Right.
every single month on the second Tuesday since 2003.
That's impressive. Let's step a little bit back from the traffic, and I'll do it so that we can see the word as well. There it is. Café de la Marais.
Well, no, there are lots of cafes named that. This cafe used to be called La Pierre du Marais, swamp rock.
Right. Because, yeah, for people,
And
the
then
Marais
they
is named
changed it.
after swamps.
Le Marais means the swamp, but at one time it was a swamp until
Until you moved in.
Well, actually until the Knights Templar came and turned it into a potager.
What does potager
They
mean?
grew vegetables here.
Oh,
Right.
see?
As in, there's one street called Rue du Pont aux Choux, as in the bridge to the Cabbage Patch.
See, guys, we're here, we're learning, and we're gonna be learning all the way along, I think. Except for when I'm talking, and then it'll be the opposite.
Well, we learned from you too, Oliver.
We've got some comments here. AZ is Arizona. You say AZ is what you'd say, maybe. We're spending April in an apartment by Adrian, says
Yay!
Peter. Yeah!
Great.
Maria says, bonjour. Teresa says, I love Adrian.
Love it. Thank
And then
you guys.
Lucy says, howdy, watching from San Antonio.
I love it.
That's Texas, right?
Oh yeah, that's definitely Texas.
So, I met a guy at so we were talking about your live events, and I was at your live event this very week watching Lily Heisey talking. It was a great show. And there was a gentleman at the front who spoke with an accent, and the one who talked, I can't remember his name, but he had a Texas accent.
Ah.
And I went up to him afterwards, I said, you have one of the best accents I've ever heard.
Really?
He's brilliant. Oh,
I wonder
man.
what he sounds like in French.
Oh.
Okay, now I want to show you Chez Omar.
Check
And-
the zoom function on this, Adrian.
Cool. Can we go across the street and
We
actually
can.
go over
That would
to
be
Chez
nice, yeah.
Omar? Okay.
So just to keep you updated, there's 30 people watching live right now.
Excellent.
So imagine if you had a birthday party, that'd be quite a party if 30 people showed up. At least for me.
It depends on how big your apartment is. Right?
Well, 30
So
people would flood my
He's going to
apartment.
let us go. And unfortunately, Chez Omar is not open at the moment, but maybe we can peek in. Chez Omar is a restaurant that's been here maybe 35 years or more. It's really an institution of the neighborhood. It is Moroccan, but run by an Algerian family. And I have been coming here for 25 years.
Wow, can we look in the window a little bit?
Regularly. Yeah, that's what I was hoping we could do.
It might just show our reflection. I don't know.
If we get, oh no, you can see it. Nothing has changed in all these years. The food is fabulous, not expensive, and you can find me here, at least once or twice a week.
Really?
Absolutely.
That's good to know. So all you guys watching from wherever you are in the world, if you come to the Marais, come to Rue De Bretagne. I'll show you the spelling of it in a second if I can find it. And then you'll find Adrian if you're fantastically lucky.
Well, I want to show you something else really interesting about this street. In the early 2000s,
Which way are we thinking here?
well, you can stay straight on it.
Okay.
If you really notice the architecture, you'll see that the architecture on the north side of the street,
That side.
which is the left, is contemporary, and the architecture on the right side, which is the south side, is centuries older. And that's because during the Haussmann years, they widened the street by tearing down all those buildings.
I see.
Okay?
So this is Haussmann and this is non-Haussmann.
Exactly.
So if I walk over towards sort of the middle of the road, maybe I can show the juxtaposition of the two.
Okay,
is this a good place to do it?
Yes, and this is a good place because we're going to come across the Marais that I'd like to show you.
Lovely red scooter there, not mine. Not mine.
A good red Vespa.
Okay, I'm going to walk. Well, there's motorbikes. But I want to show, so here's the Haussmann side that Adrian's talking about. Should we cross over? Is that what you were saying? Or no, we're going to go to the market?
Well, we can cross back at another point. You can show
well,
more.
Maybe we cross there so it's a little safer.
Okay, but my point was that in the early 2000s, they narrowed the street and widened the sidewalks.
Right.
And installed the trees and the lanterns, which were not there at the time.
So when you say lanterns, you mean these big old lampposts?
These lights, the lampposts and these trees.
And when was this?
About 2003 or so, early 2000s. And when that happened, life on this street began.
I'm going to put the camera back on us.
Suddenly the cafes came out onto the sidewalk and the entire demeanor of the street completely changed when they did that. So it was a big revolution for us. And if you point the camera at that hotel...
Which hotel are we looking at
here? The Hotel
here?
du Vieux-Saône.
That's just a truck. Here we go. Shall we cross?
Yes, let's see if we can cross.
And don't forget, guys, keep your questions coming. And while we're crossing, I'll just say, if you've got a friend somewhere in the world who you think would enjoy watching us live, send them this link now and let them enjoy along with. Because we're going to be walking at least, I'd say, another half an hour or something. But first, how to spell the street. And then we'll go to where Adrian's trying to point. So this is where we are. Rue De Bretagne, which is French for Brittany Street.
Right, Brittany Street.
This is the hotel you're pointing at?
The Hotel du Vieux-Saône, and this is Rue Picardie. It's named that because at one time in this spot stood a willow tree, an old willow tree that Marie Antoinette used to like to hang out under.
Well, that's pretty lovely.
Isn't that cool?
So this hotel, can we go closer to it?
Sure.
Because it's nice and quiet over here as well. So did you hear that, guys? This is named what? So it means Hotel of the Old Willow.
The old willow tree.
There, that's a nice angle. You can see both the. And there must have been a willow in the area where Marie Antoinette was.
This is where the willow tree was. Now you're in a perfect spot to just turn to your right and spot the Marché des Enfants Rouges.
Someone's before you tell us about that, we'll give you a question or two.
Okay.
Firstly, Jim McPherson says, thanks for letting us know about the restaurants you recommend. Maybe we can point out some more as we continue.
I will.
Thanks, Jim. Keep the comments coming in. Bucky Barnes says, it always seemed to me that all the architecture throughout Paris looked the same.
Oh, my word. No. And we're going to show you some differences along this walk.
And let's start,
let's go to the...
That doesn't look the same, Bucky. Come on, Bucky.
No. These are much older buildings that we're facing. And the Marché des Enfants Rouges is the oldest covered market in the city of Paris. It dates back to 1615.
Are we going to cross?
We are.
Here? Okay, yep, keep going.
And the reason it's called the Marché des Enfants Rouges is because at one time there was an orphanage in the area and the kids wore red cloaks.
So you would have fit in really well today with your red.
Exactly. So let's go in.
So it's called, you can see it up above there, the Marché des Enfants Rouges, the market of the red children. And Adrian's going to lead us through. If you just lead the way, I can see you, but I can't hear you. Now I can hear you.
Okay, so there are all sorts of vendors, produce and the like. There are also lots of restaurants, so it's sort of like a food court in here. And
this way.
This is quite a happening spot, normally, although right now we're mid-afternoon when most of the merchants kind of close down. This is a really great poissonnerie that's obviously not open at the moment. Yes.
We've got an order. Jim requests a galette. Jim, come on, it's a walk show. We're not going to stop today. Is that a lemon, Adrian?
That's the biggest, it could be, but it's the biggest lemon I've ever seen.
Wow.
Yeah, citron.
Goodness me. So we're also, as Adrian said, it's a covered market. So if the for whatever reason. Just keep watching because it will join back on when we get outside again.
Fromage.
Look at this. How many different cheeses do you think there are in France?
Well, I know there's over 400.
Over 400.
We all know that.
I thought there was over 350, but 400.
No, it's over 400.
Someone mentioned it. Someone's just written. Cindy says if Adrian was not a realtor extraordinaire, she'd be an amazing tour guide.
Well, I've done that in my past life as well.
Was that one of your hats or one of your berets, we could say?
Yeah, one of my many berets.
So, Adrian, do you get recognized on the street very often?
Yes, almost every day, depending on how many tourists are here.
And do you welcome that, or are you a little bit more like?
Oh no, it's fun.
Yeah.
Sure, it's fun. I've met all sorts of interesting people from.
And how do they usually? Do they ever go like, "You're the woman off the TV"?
Yes, sometimes they scream, "Look, there goes that woman from House Hunters."
Which is
Okay.
oh sorry, which way are we looking?
We're gonna
I love it. I invite you on the walk show, Adrian, and then you're taking me on the walk show. I love it.
Well, of course, wasn't that the point? Now, I want you to also look at Café Charlot.
Café Charlot.
Café Charlot. Café Charlot used to be a bakery.
Crystal loves you, she just said.
Ah, thank you,
It's
Crystal.
Valentine's Day. There's a lot of love in the air. So this is
This is my favorite cafe. I have lunch there almost every day.
except for when you're at Chez Omar, maybe.
That's dinner.
Oh, that's
Chez
dinner.
Omar's
Okay.
dinner. Café Charlot is, I've got the same table. People come in to say hello. The food's fabulous. Atmosphere is wonderful. It's quite a happening spot. And as I said, it used to be a really bad bakery.
You got to say though, the building it's under is incredible. The whole audience at the moment, there's 40 people watching. They all love you. You deserve your own HGTV channel. Who doesn't love Adrian? You're a popular woman, Adrian Leeds.
What can I say? It does my heart good, but it's all fun. It's all about having fun. All
What do you
of
think
it.
of this little guy?
A little French bull. You know how many there are of those on the street?
I'd say many.
Okay, so Café Charlot is on Rue Charlot, which is one of the most well-known streets.
I'll
in
show the
neighborhood.
street sign so people know. So we're on the corner of Rue De Bretagne there, and the corner of Rue Charlot, and there where it says 3 means we're in the 3rd arrondissement. And I know you can't hear Adrian, but I just wanted to show. Okay, so where are we going, Adrian?
We're gonna go down one more block.
Hang on, didn't you have something to say about that monstrosity?
Yes, I do, and this is the only complaint I have
Whatever?
right
Or
now.
for the walk show?
No. La Durée, which everyone knows for their macarons. That spot for 30 some odd years or more was an antique store called Hier, Aujourd'hui, Demain,
Right.
run by a neighborhood guy.
That's a great name, I like that.
I know, isn't that cute? And
Yesterday,
we all
today,
loved
tomorrow,
it.
yeah.
They had the greatest things, and then one day he retired and La Durée moved in, and we all felt that, oh no, our neighborhood has been ruined.
It's been, what does that mean? It's been overly,
Well,
I mean,
everything that's opened that's new on the street in the last year has to do with sugar. So there's Amarino, and there's cookies, and there's Popolini, and there's La Durée, and all they sell now is sugar, and I am not happy about this.
if you ask me, Rue de Bretagne was sweet enough already.
That's exactly right. And sugar is not good for us.
Which is why we do walk shows every day.
At any rate, that's my only complaint.
That's your only complaint.
Because fortunately on the other side here, which we're coming up to, is a chicken roaster, and they make really wonderful roasted chickens and meats.
One thing I just want to say to the guys watching at home as well. You know when I said that I do a walk show every day, this is day 4 of the 7 Wonders of Paris, so be sure to check in tomorrow, the next day, and the next day too. Are you going to watch as well?
Of course.
You know I'm doing one with April Pett. She's a friend of yours.
Of course.
We're doing sunrise at the Eiffel Tower.
When are you doing it?
Sunday.
I hope she's feeling better because she's at home today. Hi April, we hope you're feeling better.
Adrian, you know what that means? It means me and you are doing the sunrise tour at the
No,
Eiffel
she'll be
Tower.
fine. She'll be fine. She's resting up.
Okay. If not, you're my guest.
Do your viewers want to see some really gorgeous desserts?
It's funny that I like what you just did there, because I want to do in the future a kind of really interactive thing. So if you guys want to see desserts, I want you to say yes or yes please or something positive, because otherwise I'm not going to show you the desserts. It's interactive, Adrian.
Okay, let's see.
Let's see.
Do they want to see French pastry?
Because I'm looking at it, it looks pretty good. Time's ticking. Ah,
Yes.
Jim McPherson says we. Cindy
Okay,
says
let's
yummy.
go
All right,
for it.
you got a deal.
Okay.
Because the whole point is interactive, Adrian. Otherwise, we wouldn't do it live.
Look at these beautiful Valentine's Day desserts. Wait, let's see if we can go to
Oh. That is pretty special.
Aren't they beautiful? I have no idea how they taste. I don't eat any of that.
Someone filming us?
We recognize you.
Ah,
We're doing.
we're
I'm
doing
recording.
a live show.
Do you mind being in the live show, or because you're being okay? So look, Adrian just got recognized on the street.
We recognize you. We saw you yesterday.
Ah, there you go.
House hunters,
There you go. What can I say?
and we were talking about you this morning.
Uh-oh. I hope it was good.
Yeah.
Are you visiting?
So this is the second time on the Eiffel Tower walk show that my guest gets recognized in Paris. I don't want to interrupt their moment, so I'll just film it from a distance like I did yesterday with Jay Swanson on the...
Oliver,
What?
they're staying right here in the neighborhood.
Let's join in all four of us for a moment. So I'll just let
You're
you guys
live
know
on
what you're
YouTube.
watching. This is, so I have a show called the Eiffel Tower. Like the Eiffel Tower, but for your ears, you listen to it. And I do walk shows with amazing guests like Adrian. So you're on it.
Well, let our son say hi, because he's on there. He's on a live.
Tell him to go. Tell him to look for the
Pasadena.
Eiffel Tower, and
he
he
can
can watch,
watch
and
it.
he'll see you.
Eiffel Tower.
EARFUL
Okay.
Tower.
Okay.
It's a podcast for your ears. Anyway,
How much fun is that?
how much fun!
Guys,
All right, we'll see you guys.
have a great day.
Eiffel Tower download. Oh, they're gone.
Okay.
Well,
now
that's
look
fun.
where we are.
Right when we were talking about whether people recognize you on the
I
street.
know. But look where we are.
Where are we?
We're at my corner.
Ah,
This is my street.
you know what? Those people that wanted to see the desserts just got interrupted as well. But I think we managed to show them that.
Oh, their desserts are beautiful. Okay, but we're gonna, instead of making a left, we're gonna make a right.
Okay. Someone said the height difference between the four of us was comical. It didn't look. Can we walk down the street? Didn't we walk down this street on our last walk show, Adrian?
No,
You sure?
positive. That was Rue De Bretagne.
Okay. No, but at the very
Which
end.
means,
Oh,
okay, it used to be Rue du Vieil Temple, not Rue Vieille du Temple, because that was the old street leading to the street leading to the old temple.
At least we're
Okay.
the same height now.
Now, I want to show you the difference between a hotel particulier and a maison.
Okay, great. Now tell me where to point the camera.
Okay, so you see these blue doors?
I'm going to keep you on my right, remember?
Big,
Oh, sorry.
big blue doors.
Yep.
Big blue doors.
Okay.
Okay, and maybe you can kind of pan up.
Maybe okay, yeah, I'll show upwards. If I just step back.
Pan up a little.
So this big blue door.
Okay, so this building is a hotel particulier, which means a townhouse. So the aristocrats who had their chateau in the countryside needed big, fabulous houses in which they would bring their entourage and live when they came to the city on business. And they built them in the Marais, which at one time was kind of like an American suburb with land around
Right.
each of these big buildings, right?
Yeah.
So think about an American suburb with big houses and some land around it, right? Patches. And then what happened was, as population it grew, then they started to insert houses in between on what was land.
Right, like
And
fill in the
those-
gaps, sort of.
Exactly, filling in the gaps. And those are called petite maisons. And I think as we go down the street, we can show you some of the more narrow, in fact, just next to it. I think just next to it,
To
actually.
the left?
Yeah. If you look at this one here, right next to it, that is a petite maison.
So you mean, so the blue, okay, let me get this straight. So the blue
Well,
door,
no, actually, the door,
Right.
okay, actually is this whole building.
right, the
So
whole building that we
yes,
can
and
see.
then there's another hotel particulier next door, so we have to go further down.
Okay,
Let's go further
let's
down.
go. And that's a fantastic door there.
Oh, you know, another thing that's been very interesting. It is popular now to strip the paint off and expose the wood. So that's painted,
Right.
that's wood. And you're gonna see more and more natural wood
Hey, look, we
on
can
the
look in.
doors.
We can look in behind this guy.
Okay.
Do you do that? I don't think. Oh, there you go. I'll zoom. Oh, it's kind of just left it open, Adrian. For us. Anyway, he wasn't very comfortable with that. Anyway, I don't want to get us in trouble. Do you remember last time? So hang on, before you keep explaining. The last time Adrian and I did a walk behind the paywall for Patreon supporters, and do you remember we went in through the door?
We went into the archives, the National Archives.
Yeah, but it was like whatever happened, we got chased out.
We
didn't
did.
We?
We were not supposed to be there, were we?
That's what happens when you sign up on Patreon. You get to see us getting chased out of places.
Okay, now this building, this is an usury, because the Marais, which was at one time outside of the city limits, was where all of the factories and wholesalers existed. People came here to shop because it was cheaper.
Wow, that's interesting. So what? It sounds like it's still a factory by the sounds of the drilling or whatever's going on behind there.
It is. You can hear it.
But I'm going to dedicate this building to Bucky Barnes, who said all of Paris looks the same, because this is a one-story building right here.
Bucky's been hanging out in Haussmann in Paris way too long.
Bucky.
And it's time he came to the Marais.
What, do you think Bucky's a he?
I have no idea.
I don't know either.
Bucky,
if you're still watching this.
I have a cousin named Bunky, and he's a he.
Yeah. I have a cousin called Becky, and she's a she.
Oh. Okay, now it's getting really silly.
Okay.
Okay, I am going to show you now a petite, well, it was a petite maison, but it dates back to 1610. And this is the house that we were talking about, that I wrote about in last week's French Property Insider.
You guys need to sign up for Adrian's newsletter twice a week?
Three times a week.
Twice a week and once a weekend at least? No,
three times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday.
And how can they find that, by the way?
AdrianLeeds.com.
AdrianLeeds.com, which is linked in the description below. Sign up to her newsletter as you're watching. Back to what you were saying.
Okay, so I want to show you.
But are we going to leave the street? Because I had something to add to this as well.
This building here, but I want to go to that corner and look at it from the other side.
So the name of it is Saint-Onge, and on the corner of Poitou. So now people know where we are. Okay, what are we looking at?
So we're looking at this corner building right here.
Okay.
Where Chez Nanès is, which has been here forever. That building was built in 1610.
Wow.
And we have clients who have just purchased an apartment in that building.
Whereabouts?
Those two windows.
These two?
There, yes.
That's not bad.
Let me tell you how fabulous it is. Those windows, which might not look so large from here, from the inside are huge, because that is a 3.5 meter high ceiling, and the views from those windows of the rest of Rue de Saint-Onge and of Poitou are absolutely gorgeous.
And 3.5 meters for the American viewers is about 11, 12 feet.
Oh no.
No?
Way more than that.
Yeah, it is. Isn't it? Anyway, you guys can check it.
Very high.
Because the basketball ring's 3 meters and 10 feet. That I know.
Oh, then it's about the same.
It's ish. Anyway.
Okay, I guess that's pretty tall, yes.
Okay.
I've forgotten what.
Yeah, well, you've been here for 21 years.
Okay, now if you pan to the left, and you will see a very interesting thermometer.
Where is this?
On the outside.
Oh, I see it. Yep.
You see the thermometer on the outside of the building?
I do see it. Now I'm going to go over to it. Someone just mentioned that it was slightly breaking up, and I think it's because my Wi-Fi turned on and we maybe picked up some McDonald's Wi-Fi or something. So I fixed that.
Okay, there you go.
There's the thermometer. I've never seen this before.
No, isn't that great?
Let's have a look. And let us know if everything looks fine to you guys in terms of the picture quality. I think I fixed it. Okay, here we go.
I know, isn't that great?
I can do a super zoom on it. What are we looking at here?
At a thermometer. Okay, but this is also what I was talking about as a petite maison. It has been wedged in between the other buildings.
I see.
So it's one apartment wide.
So how do you know, so this one is obviously one of the bigger ones.
Well, no, this might also be considered a maison because the door is small.
I see, yeah.
The Hotel Particulier had very large doors that opened and creating a carriageway so that the carriages could go through into a courtyard.
Because this city was built for horses, really, wasn't it?
Well, yes, originally, of course. I mean, these are really old buildings. That's 1610.
1610, that's incredible.
They didn't have
Right.
In case you didn't realize.
There's a lot that I don't realize. But I love that. I often tell people, after you taught me on one of these walk shows about those big buildings and the small buildings, but what I tell them is if you squint at the street of Paris, so that so you just look at a street like this. It's a shame there's all the cars are there, but you kind of squint. You can kind of picture what it would have looked like 400 years ago, because you can see where the bigger buildings are, and you can just imagine the smaller buildings aren't there. That's what I do.
That's a good way to do
Yeah.
it.
You know what I was going to tell you about this street is I read a book called Sarah's Keys, I think.
Yes,
Have you read that?
Sarah's Key.
Sarah's Key, and that was the house that they mentioned in that book was on
Number
this street.
26 Central. In fact, the doors the blue doors,
Yeah.
okay, are 26 Rue de Central. But, okay, that is the building that she writes about, but that's fictional.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
Now what happened though was, when it went to the movie, they changed the number on the street.
Ah, there you go.
Uh-huh.
That's an aha moment.
And I actually asked the author who spoke here why that happened. She had nothing to do with it. I don't know why the producers did that, but they changed
Typical
the
Hollywood.
number. But
Typical Hollywood.
yes, but 26 were the blue doors that you.
Because this is like a kind of a Jewish quarter from, or is it still kind of the Jewish?
Oh no, very much so.
Yeah,
Very, very much so.
that was an amazing book.
Yes.
What did you think of the movie?
Very sad book, and I thought they did a good job of the film with Kristen Scott Thomas.
That's right.
yeah.
Speaking French, who knew?
Well, she's half French.
Well,
half
I
English.
didn't know. Hey, she'd be good on the show. Do you know her? I get her on the Eiffel Tower.
We might be able to arrange.
Yeah. All right. So where are we walking
So
now?
we're walking down Rue Poitou, and we're going to come to the corner of Rue De Bretagne.
Hey, you know what? You told me a fact that you haven't mentioned yet.
What's
Is
that?
the names of the streets.
Well, I was getting to that.
Ah, okay. Well, forget it. We'll get back to it.
When we get to the corner of Rue De Bretagne, which is where this lovely blue boutique is.
By the way, the comments said that everything, the sound and the image is fine, so
Okay, good.
nothing to worry about. Look at this, Adrian. It's a bike missing a tire and a seat. Is that normal?
It's like a graveyard here, right?
Right.
A graveyard of bikes. Okay, so. Oh, you're on the corner. Okay, we're going to stop here for a moment.
That's a brick building.
Yes, that's a later building. Okay, but I want, if you can somehow pan to show that this street curves.
Okay, let me see if I can do it. Okay, I'll stand right here. Okay, so the street that curves, if we follow it down, this Rue de Bretagne, and come this way, you'll see that it has a sort of natural curve heading that way.
And that's De Bretagne that way, so it curves
As in,
again.
it continues
Yes,
down there as
that's
well.
that
Okay,
way.
should we go that way a bit? It's quite quiet
Sure.
here, you know?
Sure. Because Rue de Bretagne was originally the edge of what was going to be the Place du France. It was a subdivision, a neighborhood that was going to be created by Henri IV, like Place de Vosges, like Place Dauphine.
Red
It was
beret,
going to
red
be
beret.
it was going to be Place de France, and it didn't take place. He died, and it never happened. So we are now left with Rue de Bretagne that curves,
So-
and the streets that intersect it have the names of various regions and provinces. So Rue Normandie, Rue de Bretagne, Rue Picardie, Rue Charlot, Rue de Saint-Ange, they all fit.
I see. And what we were talking about earlier that was kind of cool is Henri IV, or Henry IV, built the Place de Vosges. Perfect square, beautiful square.
And Place Dauphine.
And Place Dauphine that we saw on Monday on the live video, which is a triangle.
Right.
And then this would have
Would
been,
have been a circle,
he was,
or
what?
at least a semicircle.
Was he into the,
And geometry.
yeah, into his base. What would he have done next if he could have got to it? A trapezium?
Possible.
Trapezium. Is this the door you're telling me about
Yes,
as well?
I think you should, if you can put the camera on that. That is definitely a hotel particulier of the ultimate kind. Gorgeous, gorgeous.
We're going to need
gorgeous,
to explain in
huge
idiot's
building.
term what a hotel particulier is.
So that means.
For the one idiot
Well,
standing
that
next
means
to
a
you.
townhouse. So as I said before, the aristocrats who had their chateau came to the city, and they needed, houses of equal standing.
So it's not a hotel, guys.
No, it's not. But do you know hotel, which with a circumflex
Yeah.
over the O,
Yeah.
replaces the S
Yep.
for hostel.
Hostel. Right.
So hotel just really means like house, basically.
That's funny that you say it because we'll go check that door in a second. But there are other words where there's a circumflex.
Lots like chateau, is from castle.
Right. So if you add an S after the after the circumflex, you
Host,
can
oat. I mean,
at haste.
oh, like host.
Yeah, but
oat,
also
and
at
ha-
haste,
yes,
like
at, yes.
See, you want to learn? Hey, by the way, just a little aside. I put out a little aside on the side. I put out a podcast episode today, Valentine's Day themed, in with the French language. So go and listen to that after you've watched this walk, but not until the walk is finished. Fair enough.
Yeah, fair enough.
You gotta listen to the podcast after. But let's go and take a look at the door. But then we were gonna go that way. Is it right?
Yeah, we'll go back. Well, we'll go back down Rue de Temple, as in the street of the old temple.
Do you know what? Hang on. You know what Cindy Owen says? She says I've read Adrian's newsletters for years, so it's a treat to see her.
Well, there you go.
That's great. We have a mutual follower
too
there.
many years. Maybe I shouldn't admit to that.
Did you ever do a newsletter that like went viral? Does that work with newsletters?
Actually, a recent newsletter that I wrote, which was a eulogy, unfortunately,
Right.
was very widely broadcast
'cause people can share it.
It was about someone who was very loved in the in the community. Ooh, the sun is fantastic.
Yes, hang on. I'm doing this wrong. I should be standing here, so they won't be able to hear you for a sec, Adrian. But just stay there, because this is such a nice. It's Adrian with the big door. We're at the.
This is very unusual.
Why?
Sun.
Yeah, I know, it's beautiful.
Sun.
Look at that building there. So they just filled in the gap
They
of the.
filled in the gap.
And
That's right.
you know what I
that
wanna-
would not have been here. That would have been part of the Place.
Do you think this
see?
is Paris's answer to the Flatiron Building in New York?
Pretty much, yeah.
Ju-
There are a few like that around.
Judy is loving this walk. She says, "I'm loving it, guys. I want to see some more questions for Adrian. She's gonna answer anything you want. And check this out. The police are
Doing something.
they're
But-
getting rid of a car that's
okay,
parked badly.
beyond the police,
Yeah.
you can see the Cirque d'Hiver, which
Yeah.
is at the top of Rue du Fil du Calvaire, which it's the circular European circus that still performs
You know I'm going there on Saturday.
regularly. You are?
Lena got me tickets for
Oh, it's
Valentine's
the
Day.
best. It's the most fun ever.
How's that for a Valentine's present?
Fabulous. I did it last New Year's Eve.
Oh, pardon, what you?
And that building was designed by the same architect who did the Moulin Rouge.
Ah, you know I went there last week.
Wow.
You know, one of the-
you're just all over town.
Well, I
Where
did it.
have
I
you
did
gone
it.
with you?
I did an episode with one of the dancers.
Wow.
The lead showgirl is Australian.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
right. Adrian, that means you're not listening to my show enough. I think we need to rectify this immediately. I need to like strap it in your ears and put masking
build
tape
in
on.
with some more time in my life. How's
Yeah,
that?
well, I know the feeling. There's a question for you specifically. I'm loving this.
Okay.
Lucy Sansom, or Sansom, perhaps, says, Adrian, are you fluent in French?
Oh, pas du tout.
No.
Not at all.
It's not an easy language, is it?
No, my French is just pathetic. I mean, I think so.
I bet
Some
you're
people hear me
exaggerating
and
a
think I
little
sound
bit.
good, but that's because they don't know better.
So would you advise people to that you can get by in English here, or do you think it's necessary to learn?
Unfortunately, now that almost everyone speaks English, it's really easy to get by in English. I don't necessarily get by in English anymore. I don't need to do that, but it's really, you shouldn't feel intimidated. That's the point. It's really easy to get around.
You strike me as the kind of woman that doesn't get intimidated easily. Am I right?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
No, it's pretty tough to intimidate me.
I guess that. What can you tell me? Maybe you don't know, I don't know, but this building here with these unusual, it looks like artwork is missing from the front of the building. Do you know anything about that?
No, but it looks like it's going to undergo complete renovations soon.
Right, because of that
It's a
sign there.
design, yeah, which
Yeah.
is wonderful because the building on the corner was a wreck forever, and
Right.
that got completely renovated and is now very popular with the Bio Cibon in it. And when we come to this corner, this is a corner where 5 streets come together. Rue De Bretagne, Fil du Calvaire, Rue de Temple, Rue de Turenne, Rue Froissart. It's a rather important corner. There are several cafes here. Le Progrès is one of the most popular cafes. It's always seriously noisy.
Do you think, I see that 50 people are watching. Do you want to continue down that quiet street there?
Sure.
Okay. Guys, we sort of plan to finish up around here, but I think there's still a bit more to see. And if you guys have these questions keep coming, Adrian will keep answering them.
Well, I have a secret spot I can show you.
Oh, you're going to reveal your secret spot?
Yeah, one little secret spot. spot once we get across Rue De Bretagne.
And this is, I mean, that's just, look at that.
I mean, that is basically Haussmann.
That's Haussmann in a nutshell, isn't it?
Yeah, but there's very few of those buildings in here. I mean, you can see, like, when you look across the street, the architecture is completely different.
I'm going to turn over my shoulder and film Le Progrès that you just mentioned,
Okay.
because I didn't want to film them all up close, but there's always a very packed terrace at this bar, Le Progrès, and today is absolutely no exception to that. It's a good place for people watching, isn't
And
it?
Oliver, you missed the high heel shoes made of dollar bills.
Where? Someone just walked past the high heel shield?
Made of dollar bills.
No, oh, I
Yes,
see her in the
yes,
distance.
Yes, you can see it.
Oh, too bad. So there's been.
That's good spotting, right?
But you should have told me.
I tried.
Are we going left?
Yes, we are.
There's
where
this
I'm
is
taking
nice.
you.
Well, let's get some of the questions while we're walking to
And
this secret spot.
This is where I think a good spot to end.
Okay,
That is one of the Enfants Rouges.
in the statue.
Yes.
Okay, let's go check that out. But may I ask you some of the questions that have been coming through?
Sure.
Here you go. So, Ozfrog, that sounds like a French/Australian connection there. Says, what's the oldest street in the Marais? Gorgeous weather for this. I've lived here for 28 years, but I'm learning lots.
The oldest street is the first paved street in the Marais is Rue Pavé. That's why it's called Rue Pavé.
Ah.
But it's in the 4th.
Where is that?
Actually, right off of Saint Paul, right near Saint Paul.
Yeah.
The synagogue is on Rue Pavé. That was designed by Hector Guimard.
That's nice down there.
Yeah.
I know that I did a walk show with the mayor of the 4th recently, and he said that Rue de Bar, you know the one that
Rue
goes.
de Bar, yeah.
He says that's a really one of the old ones too.
I'm sure it must be. Yeah, as they pivoted out from the river.
Right.
Right.
And then there was another question in here. Let me see if I can find it. Are there any parts of the city that tourists should avoid? Says Teresa Smith.
Not a single one.
Why not?
Because Paris is a very safe city. Every district has something fabulous to offer. I wouldn't avoid anything. You have to explore every single corner if
Good
you
answer.
can.
I agree. And then there was one more before we finish up. Cindy Owens, will you be walking by any of your rentals?
We actually passed lots of them, but I just didn't point them out.
Well, luckily in the link below, I know in the link below, adrianleeds.com, it's down there in the description already. You can go and look at all the rentals and everything is there, right?
Yes, but all of our rental apartments now are basically long-term,
Right.
1 month or more, because the city is no longer allowing secondary properties to be rented in short term. So we're having to change the way we're doing things.
Still, if they want the information, they can find a lot of it on your site, right?
All they have to do is email us at info@adrianleeds.com and we will help them, of course.
Okay, 2 more questions before you explain this statue, and then we're gonna roll it up. That one's an easy one. Angela says that we breathing the Musée Picasso. I think. We're near it.
We're near, but we didn't go. We didn't go.
We didn't breathe it either, did we?
No.
Although you're always breathing Picasso's air in this city. Greetings, says Marisol. She's taped all your House Hunters episodes. Now you just got to watch them, Marisol. You can't just tape them. And Abdul says Paris should be explored. It's a great city, and we agree with you. I think I speak on behalf of us both.
Absolutely.
So let's wind it up now, and we'll look at that statue, and then
You see, yes, it says the Touraine Enfant.
and then we can say some final words. 50 people watching, Adrian. That's not bad.
Not bad. Pleased, very pleased.
So here's the Touraine Enfant that Adrian just mentioned.
They call it the Touraine Enfant, but
And then there's Rue Touraine. Are we on Rue?
this is Rue de Touraine here.
Ah, okay.
This is Rue Normandie.
So that's Touraine there, and this is Normandy.
There's Rue de Belém. That's the corner of de Belém, and up there is Rue de Saint-Ange.
And why can't we see this guy's face?
Because it's dark.
Yep. The
Look
sun's
at those
gone.
blue skies. When was the last time you saw such blue skies?
I sometimes wonder if I've ever seen blue like this.
In Paris?
Let's go.
Barely.
Let's just end in the sunshine. I think we track a bit of sunshine and then we say farewell. And if there's not any, maybe over there.
There's a spot.
Yeah, let's go and finish in the sun. Okay, Adrian, you have been a wonderful guest.
Thank you.
This has been fun.
It has.
I hope that all you guys watching at home know of Adrian. If you don't, I hope you follow her on all her channels and watch all her stuff on YouTube and everything. But also, Adrian and I have done a bunch of videos already together. We've done podcast episodes.
We have.
I think we've done 2. Oh, it's a pedestrian crossing. We're just learning. We can.
They're supposed to stop.
Right, they didn't, did they?
Probably won't.
So, this is where we'll finish, and we won't be able to. Oh man, that's.
I can't see. Trying to find a good spot. Okay, I got to be on your other side.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Maybe like that.
How's that? How's that? That's good.
That'll do the trick. Whoa, we're bright like angels.
This is so rare.
Yeah, we're gonna enjoy the
Never
rest of this sun.
happens.
But yeah, she's been on a few podcast episodes. They're really good. Go and have a listen to them. And on YouTube, we did a live event that I filmed, and we're talking about whether to buy or why to buy in France. I think is that what it
And
was? Yeah.
sign up for the newsletters at adrianleeds.com.
Sign up. It's all below.
And
sign
move
up.
to France.
Move to France. Come and find Adrian and Chez Omar for dinner once a week. That's what I'm going to be doing.
Come visit me at Café Charlot at lunch.
Yep. And then, okay, we're going to get out of the sun for a sec. And then the last thing I want to say, we're standing in front of this door. You're on my right.
Blue door, a blue door. It won't
Another
be blue
blue door.
long. It's going to be wood before you know it.
So the other thing I wanted to say is there's going to be a few more of these videos tomorrow, and I hope you're all going to be watching as well, Adrian. At least the one with April Pet.
Of course.
Sunday, sunrise, I think 8 a.m. out at the front of the Eiffel Tower. Tomorrow it's Versailles at 11 in the morning. That will be good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Versailles.
we're going to have
Is this
bicycles.
Fun.
And we're going to cycle out to the Marais Antoinette Hamlet.
Oh
I've
my
never done that
God.
before, so.
The Trianon.
Yeah. I've never
It's the
been.
best. It's the best.
My grandma's going to watch that one for the first time ever. She's going to
She
watch it
should.
live. Yeah, grandma. Anyway, that's it for today.
Thank you all.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Check out Adrian, and let's go find some sunshine.
Okay.